let's get some statistics and some data that we collect, whatever. But what you want to do is you want to pay attention to up here at this little screen here where it says new initial client. And that's, let me go back there really, really quick. Where it says new, that's what you're going to hit. You're going to hit new initial client. Don't hit the waiting room yet. So see, step 1, add new initial client. All right. So we're going to hit that new initial client. And then you begin to enter the information for your new client. Right. So you've got first name, last name. And once you enter the information, let me go back there really quick. Once you enter that information, and you can see here, actually, there's a lot of stuff that we don't really use. Social security number, you're not going to need that. But enter as much information that you can get. You get gender, military. So if they're military, you can say yes, but you can say no. I end up often just no military, no physical disabilities. If they have them, then you can say yes and put in possible placement. I'll go over that in the next slide. And referral sources, you want to make sure. Now, as far as drugs, drug of choice, things like that, you're not going to have to do that. And remember, ZEN charts is used not just by us, but a lot of different agencies. So they may need to collect that information. You don't need to collect that for the purposes of this particular form. So you're going to enter all of this information. I think we may have one more form like this. Again, male. I'm going to pause it. So I did Puff the dog. That's my dog, one of my dogs. No social security number. That's the address, blah, blah, blah. We'll get to that admission coordinator in a second. You've got, when you click here, you're going to get a drop-down menu. So you're going to click, select CADA school base. Okay. Sorry. You're going to collect the CADA school base, and you're also going to collect the Santa Maria Bonita School District. But you could, and then you're going to select admission coordinator. No, you're not. You're the therapist. And I'll show you that that's going to be a drop down. So see the drop down gives you some options right there. So that's where you're going to see possible placement. It's always going to be CADA school base, unless you're in a different program. But all of you, maybe if you're YSS, you would pick the YSS. Okay, and then see the admission coordinator drop down. So you're going to find your name, and you go click on your name. Ethnicity, so we had an issue with it last year. Just make sure that you are, if you can, documenting an ethnicity. That does help in our reporting. We don't have any ID cards, so don't even worry about that. That's why I just crossed it off. And this is just the basic information about your client. So there are a few more forms you have to fill out, but right now, see all the drugs of choice, you don't even have to worry about that, because that would be for something else, right? We're not worried about that necessarily for reporting. Once you complete all of that, right, you don't worry about the ID cards, because you could make notes if you felt that there was something. You could reserve bed, and you don't need a bed, so it would say no bed. And then after that's complete, you're going to save your potential client. So you'll click on this little green button here, and that's going to automatically take you to adding a contact. So you want to add some adult, right? Even if they're teenagers, like over the age of 12, you still want to have a contact for them. So you clicked on add contact, and you're going to come up with this: add parent guardian information. So you can pick whoever is a parent guardian, add their address, first name, last name, mother, father, whoever, and then you'll click add. And if there's any information you want to add that's helpful as far as contact, we wouldn't put anything confidential here, nothing about their treatment or anything like that, but just, is there anything else you want to that you want to communicate about this client, like who to talk to, who to not talk to, etc. And then you're going to click add that contact, and then you'll get this message: you have successfully added Puff the dog. please add their insurance and contact information now. Well, you don't have to worry about that. There is no insurance information. So don't worry about that. You're actually going to go and you're going to click on waiting room. Once you get in the waiting room, you're in the waiting room right now. This is an actual waiting room. I've deleted the names so you can't see. It's totally confidential here. But ready to be converted, that's what you want to click. As soon as you click ready to be converted, it's going to take you to a screen where you're actually going to convert your client so that you have them in your treatment panel. And we've got Puff the dog. So we want to click, and now because it's not real time, if I were to hover over this, it would actually turn green. I'm not doing that, but you're just going to click convert. Once you convert Puff the dog, then you'll get a date and a time, and you will click convert to client. Okay, so that's the admission date and time, convert to client. Boom, you're done. You converted your first client, yay, to your ZEN Charts account. Now you've got, this is what we call the face sheet. And so you've got this face sheet, and this is where you're gonna move around to add, so for example, right here at the bottom, client needs a signature. We've got a little red check mark there. That's not gonna be there. I'm just putting that on there for us, but it says sign, document, and proceed. So this is your very important, you have to have this. This is your treatment agreement, informed consent. You cannot start treatment without this being filled out. So your name, your license, it can be AMFT, it could be trainee, and then, or wherever, whatever you are, and then, oops, let me go back. You practice under supervision and following mental health professional. So who's your supervisor? I put Brett Brown with his number, his license number. Okay, very important. Once you complete there's a little bit more of this. Once you complete it, you'll put the, this is also in Spanish. So you could actually choose between English or Spanish. Same thing, you're just filling in. You don't need to upload any file, right? But you do have to save this. So you want to click save here. Once you click save, it's going to give you another option to sign. You're going to need your client signature. So you want to click, so you save your information, and then you're going to hit client signature. So this is your parent's signature, your client's parent's signature. And that is the signature you need because they are, if you're elementary school, they're obviously, they have to consent to treatment. If they're 12 or older, they can consent to their own treatment, but best practice, get a parental signature if you can. And it's going to say, once you click that, you're about to sign the form as Puff the dog or your client's name. You'll hit continue. And remember, this is a parent, so we hopefully can get them in the room, right? Click and finalize. This is going to pop up. So you can, they can sign their name. We have these little pins, or if we don't use the pins, people have just been using their finger to sign their initials. Okay, that initials plus okay, it's been signed. Great. So they have signed the treatment contract. Now, that's not the only part of the treatment contract. So again, now you go back to your add form. Well, let me pause it really quick. Okay, so you sign it. Now it's going to take you right back here. This is the face sheet. So you're going to go back and forth between this face sheet. So I think let's go see what show all forms, or we'll add a form. Let's see what we've got. What I did, I can't remember. Okay, so when you, I clicked add forms. Okay, so when you're adding a form, you're going to get this drop down. Now I can't, it's not live, so I can't scroll down, but you actually will be able to scroll down. And the next thing you want to get is the ROI. Not return on investment, but release of information, okay? So you want to get release of information because why do you want release of information? So you can communicate with your families, you can communicate with people in the school, you can communicate with their teachers. And remember, this isn't just like a, a random, where you can communicate with like some random person on the street. This is people obviously that are involved in their treatment. So you would say like maybe they have an IEP, or you want to talk to their mom, their sister, or you want to talk to the principal at the school. Again, it's confidential, but in the event you need to communicate or with another agency. So this is our universal this is our universal ROI. So I click school-based, family service, Santa Maria Bonita. Now, if I was in Lompoc, I wouldn't click Santa Maria Bonita. I would click Lompoc, but I release and receive. So you can release information to CADA. You can release information to FSA. Let's say they have you don't usually have 2 therapists, but things happen and you may need to communicate with them. Or let's say you need to communicate with the principal from their school, right? So you're going to be able to have that information, those ROIs. And this is, the parent signs this. So they are agreeing to allow you to communicate about their child with the school or the FSA. Now, if you're going to get one for a doctor, we have another ROI. But like, let's say they have a physician, you want to get some information, then that will actually be a different ROI. We wouldn't use this one, or at least I wouldn't. I'll show you. There's another one, but it's got it. You got a date. When does it expire? So these can expire. We usually just do the school year, but let's see if I put anything. I don't think I put anything, but it could expire in 3 months, right? But not valid for more than 1 year. So that's up to you how long you want to put, as long as you're seeing them, give it, 12 weeks or 16 weeks or something like that. Okay, from the ROI, when you click that, you'll get this. You're about to sign the form as Puff the dog. All right, so you'll click continue. And once you click continue, another box will open up. Now this is your signature. So you've got Puff in there, right? And now it says, you can't really see it, but it says T signature. That's the therapist signature. So you'll click on that. So there's client signature. You'll click on T signature, and your signature that you've already, you'll see it says add staff signature. You've already actually set that signature up. So when you click on T signature, your signature that you've already signed will show up on your ZEN charts. Oh, there's your little warning. Warning, you're about to sign your name, right? This is gonna confirm that this kiddo, as their parent or guardian, has agreed to services and release of information. So you will click there. Well, this is ours, SBG coordinator, but you would actually have your, you'd have your signature that you already set up with ZEN charts. Click therapist, there's a drop down, you're the therapist, and then sign and finalize, and it looks like this.